Quay. Morning, Rev. How you doing? 3:22 in the morning, West Coast time. It's the 22nd of January, 2025. We're not quite frozen out here yet, but you guys are probably used to the bit sweater weather up north. Yeah, it's about 25 out here in the West Coast. At least out here in the Antelope Valley, anyway. I heard that it's a lot worse over in the Florida Panhandle and about -5 up in Connecticut. Yeah. Well, welcome to the weather. I had been going over the weather a little bit, but I hadn't. I really got to be concentrating on that. I've been staying away from the news because I didn't want to hear about Donald Trump this and Trump that and Trump. No, I should have been paying attention more to the polar vortex freezing out the East Coast again. Every so often, we would have the weather conditions of El Nino and La Nina kicking in. El Nino kicks in, we get the desert winds, and we get to gross our asses off and suck out moisture and everything else going hell in a handbasket out here. And then here comes the fires. But no, we get La Nina kicking in and we get frozen. Well, out here we get the part of it frozen anyway, but we're waiting for the moisture to kick in. So we'll get about 50 or 60 degrees out here. We'll get some rain, hopefully to soak into the ground, and then watch everything else turn into a ball of mud everywhere. I've been trying to stay away from that major stuff, but hand salutes. That's gutsy move on that lady Bishop. That was a gutsy move on her. Jeff's like, she's just not so interesting. It was just this. It's like, man, what the hell did you go to church in the first place for, asshole? Even the people who've got a problem concerned about religion at least don't give them that much disrespect. This guy's. He's got an emotional range. Somebody actually said about a 9-year old. Worse, 8-year old. He's a juvenile delinquent who's been rich and spoiled all his life. He hangs around with other people like that. Made their money, and now they think they're gods and kings, and everyone should bow down to them because they got money. Look at me, I got miles of money over here. Bow down to me. If I happen to do my extending of the appendages here, you would not appreciate it. And besides, I already got neuropathy in these damn things anyway. I mean, I can move the fingers. I can move the appendages. I mean, somehow I can also turn the wrist a little bit and extend appendages as well. But she made a gutsy move on that one. He can't do anything to her. She's not going to go anywhere. She's not going to get deported. No way in hell. I'm not going to live in fear because of this asshole is going to say and do whatever he wants. I've already been reading his executive wish list. He wants everybody to worship Donald Trump one way or another. Already Canada, Mexico, and the Panamanian, not to mention the South American countries, who are part of the Organization of American States. They so want to do the flip off the bird. You know, there's a group called the Trashmen out there. 60s. They got sued because of some of the stuff they were doing was trademarked, but they still got it out there in recordings. I don't know how they ever got that resolved. Everybody heard about Bird and the video that they made out of the damn thing. I first heard that one when he had the movie. What was it? Matthew Modine was in it, wasn't it? And the Gunny was in that one there too. Oh yeah. Born to, no, 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 no. That was on Helmet. Born to Kill. I'll remember it. I'll remember it. Give me a second here. Uh, no, no, no. R. Lee Ermey. Okay. All right. I know this guy had been very prolific in his movies and um, being a voice. But there's one particular movie I wanted to see. It was done in the 80s. This was a hard movie to get into. You know, he was in that sci-fi show for the first episode, Space Above and Beyond. Played gunnery sergeant in that one. He was bitching on that one. He was a kick-ass on that one. But him being who he was, I don't see. Oh, come on, you rotten sorry sons of sea dogs. All right, that's it. I gotta get in there. I'm sorry, I gotta get into his films here. Why is it important for me? Full Metal Jacket. Yeah. If that wasn't bad enough. If that wasn't bad enough. There was also the film that he was in. It's not just Apocalypse Now. No, 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 no. 1978, The Boys in Company C. He played Staff Sergeant Lois. That's the one. That's the one. This will get you. This thing. Cadence. This one. Now, I'm going to play maybe a clip or two. I'm sorry, but this is, yeah, I got a problem with this one. This movie I'd love to get. My brother and I had watched this a few times, and this one, oi boy, oi boy, 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 boy. Vincent D'Onofrio and Matthew Modine. Full Metal Jacket was hard enough watching that thing. But this, alright. Try to get into it here. I know you really don't want to do it. I really want to do it. Keep it low on this one here. Don't want to disturb the neighbors. Maybe not as much as yet.
I'm the Sergeant Lost my name. Took the job 'cause he's insane. Sergeant Stripes, they give me class. He just likes to kick our ass. Oh no. 1, 2. Oh no. 3, 4. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the Sergeant Lost his name. Took the job 'cause he's insane. Sergeant Stripes, they give him class. He just likes to kick our ass. Sound off. 1, 2, sound off. 3, 4. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your hands out of your shorts. Sergeant says it gives you warm. Clean your rifles clean of sand. Graduation day. Sound off. 1, 2, sound off. 3, 4. Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, you're probably going to be asking me what's the relevance on that one. My brother and I had watched that film. My brother was in love with that sergeant. He had a few drill sergeants in boot. He was in the Navy. They don't have drill sergeants. They got petty officers and chief petty officers, and they usually ride their butt like crazy. There was a guy named Jefferson who was the coolest guy in there. I met him once during graduation. We took a trip over to Disneyland. Nice guy to talk to. I don't remember the conversation, but he seemed to be pretty pleasant. There was another. There was another petty officer who was the biggest pain in the ass in the Navy, apparently. My brother, when he got into the Navy, this petty officer was on my brother's ass like crazy. The guy's name was Wired. And Wired got into my brother's face the first or second week of boot. And he started insulting my brother about Ma. The one thing my brother is so sensitive is you don't talk negative about Ma. We could. We can get away with it, but nobody else could. My brother heard it, busted the guy's jaw. Wired had to recover 6 months and routed back into the fleet. My brother, on the other hand, got two choices. Dishonorable discharge because he damn near killed a petty officer, or see if you can cut it into SEALs. 3 phases. That also cut into my brother's training, but that was part of the brother's training at that point. Long story short, he earned the Trident. I thought it was called the Trident back then. They called it the Budweiser. Why, you see the clock up there. We'd watched, when my brother was home, military movies. Got out of the military. Long story, too many videos on that one. He was already going through PTSD with some of the combat stuff, but he had to compartmentalize it. What they told him to do, shove it so far down. At one time he could, until he got a lot older. And then everything else came back up. Medications couldn't even keep it down either. I guess he was tired of it all. Yeah. But we would watch the movies. He liked watching Army because he reminded him too much of certain drill sergeants that he had gotten not in trouble with, but who made an impact in his life. Gunnery Sergeant Gutierrez. My brother was going through the buds. Gutierrez was the guy riding my brother's ass. But at least my brother developed some respect for the sergeant. So every time I keep seeing Ermey, Sergeant Ermey, I think about it from time to time. And then there was the Full Metal Jacket. I don't think I'm going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole, at least not on you anyway. But in certain aspects, I probably would if I could find the movie again somewhere out there. But the other movie, The Boys in Company C, I mean, that was the one I kind of liked a lot more concerning about the Vietnam War. Full Metal Jacket, forget it. Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Even though I did see it a couple of times already, even without my brother, but still. It was hard as hell to watch that damn thing. He was a hell of an actor. When he did, when Sergeant Gunny Ermy, I should say, did Boys, he was already getting out of the military. He already did a tour to being a gunny sergeant. They used him. They used him while he was still in. He was he was that he was that good concerning about it. I take it he was also in the television as well, because I'd seen a whole listing for this guy. Voice acting, mostly. That's alright. Had a good voice. Had a good distinctive voice. God rest his soul. God bless his soul. But if I'm thinking about gunny sergeants, this was the guy I'd be thinking about. I don't think he would have liked. I don't think he would have liked Trump. Actually, I'll take that back. He did. He did endorse him back in 2016. Well, nobody's perfect. Other than that, I have to deal with the cold. Warms up about 65, 66 out here. So we're all right on that. But as for the cold chill, we're dealing with Washington and politics and stuff like that. Yeah, we're in for it. We're in for it. See how the rest of the month goes. I hadn't told anybody all that much. If they actually remembered it, fine. Sometimes I allow birthdays to go past. It's the 30th. 59. Next year, it'll be the big 6-0. I don't want to be concerned about the damn thing. I'm trying to be concerned about what I can have or do on that day. There's still a present I still wanted to give to another person, but I don't know if they're going to be available or not for them. Anyway, we'll see what happens the rest of this week and week after that. You take care, stay safe, Rev. We'll keep in touch. Let me get this damn thing to work right. That's not working right.